Joining us now to discuss this in more detail is our political analyst and publisher of the Quorum Report, Harvey Kronberg. Harvey, welcome back to the studio.
Good to be here, James.
So Harvey, when the president is paying so much attention to James Talarico as he did Friday night, is that a sign that Trump thinks maybe Ken Paxton is in trouble?
I think everybody thinks that Ken Paxton's in trouble. That doesn't mean that Talarico can close the deal, but that his remarks kind of reflect the same thing that Paxton did at the state Republican convention. It's all about demeaning, debasing, question masculinity. I think in the process of doing that, they demean and debase themselves. I think that show might be, overplayed by now, but we shall see. It worked in 24.
And it certainly seems to be what they are hoping the strategy is to take down Talarico. But you said it's a question if Talarico can get this done. What should Talarico be doing? How can he use this for his campaign?
Actually, every time the president mentions his name, it's kind of like Mays Middleton, who's running for attorney general. He's branding himself as MAGA Mays, which I think is kind of a flawed strategy in 2026. The more the president demeans and goes after you, I think the more it infuriates the critical vote, which is the independent vote.
You don't think it helps Republicans to affiliate with MAGA and with the president?
I think it is entirely directed to base, and that's only 35% of the vote, maybe 37% of the vote at best right now, and that's even beginning to fray. Now, I think it actually reflects back on them, but again, Republicans have historically been very good at branding their opponents, all the way back to Kay Bailout Hutchison after the TARP Act in 2006. It may work, but attacking masculinity, gender, and all the rest of it is just seems to me to be a non-starter in this environment.
Interesting. Well, tonight, Harvey, in Sherman, every high-profile Texas candidate on the GOP side is gathering for what is being called the Red River Roll Call. It's going to be Governor Abbott, Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick, Speaker Burrows, Attorney General Ken Paxton is going to be there. Does that show that Republicans are coming together behind Ken Paxton? Now you can see the poster there on your screen.
Yep. They got 1,000 RSVPs in Grayson County, which is pretty damn substantial. But they've got marquee folks there like Ken Paxton, like Greg Abbott, who will be opening the evening. It's actually an event to raise money and raise recognition for Brandon Gill. But what happened in 2018, which is kind of the closest analogous election when Beto seemed so popular, Republicans were blindsided. And at the end of the day, Ted Cruz had to run out to West Texas, spend the last 2 weeks trying to get rural voters excited by himself. They're not going to make that mistake this time. They see Talarico's numbers, and more importantly, they see how dispirited the Republican vote is, and they have to reach out and create enthusiasm from at the front end, not at the back end.
Yeah, I mean, it does seem like they're united. It seems like they're fully united. So it's the biggest Republican names in Texas.
And some of the most controversial. I mean, obviously, we all know Paxton's problems. Beau French, who's running for Railroad Commission, has run a poll when he was a Republican county chair in Tarrant County, asking which more dangerous to the country, Muslims or Jews. So they're all going to be on stage at one time.
All right, very quickly, we've got about 30 seconds, but Paxton is getting a lot of criticism for avoiding questions from reporters last week. Can he keep doing this if he hopes to win?
I don't see a way around being, well, how many press conferences has he had as Attorney General? As best I can tell, maybe 0. So he's ducked the press forever. As long as he can seem to control his message, I guess that's the strategy. But it was really ironic that he was backed up by a whole bunch of sheriffs as he was walking away from questions about his being a lawbreaker.
All right, Harvey Kronberg, thank you so much for joining the program.
My pleasure.